Hey guys, it's day 24 of the Instructional Challenge, and today I'm going to teach you one of my favorites called the Kentucky Waltz. Here we go. Alright, I simplified that quite a bit from the way I might normally play it, a lot less double stops, but this is one of those tunes where you really need to embellish it because the singer, the vocalist, will definitely embellish this when they sing it. So anyway, when you listen to it, you'll hear a lot of embellishment from whoever is singing it generally, and so you need to add some embellishment on the fiddle break of your own. Let's start from the beginning, and I'll show you a few of the basic things I do without getting into too much detail. So it starts with an A and a scale up to D. So let's try that again. B, C sharp, D, and then F, B, A. And that's an F natural to an F sharp slide. And then B, A afterwards. And then I do F natural to F sharp and back down to F natural slide. Alright, so, and then there's one more slide in there, F natural to F sharp. So let's do that whole thing. Start on F natural, go up, go down, and then there's one more note. And then one more slide. Alright, all together it sounds kind of like this. If you have to practice making that smooth, otherwise it's going to sound really choppy. So let's try that one more time. Maybe a second time. That's something you have to really practice. Beginning. B, A. Let's do that like one more time. A, B, C, D. B, A. Slide. A, B, A. The second lick starts the exact same way that that first lick started. Alright, so let's go from the second lick. Slide from F natural to F sharp. Now we're going to do that slide again. Instead of doing the 2, we're going to do E. And I kind of come in not quite at an E flat, but I arrive at an E and I do a little bit of a slide. So it's... Alright, let's try that one more time. F natural to F sharp. Back down to F natural, and then slide up from a little bit underneath an E. And it sounds really tasteful if you do it well. Alright, so, from the second lick. F, E, and that's an F sharp. Let's try that again. Alright, so I'm going to go over the first and second licks together for you. Now the first lick, it goes to that A. F, A, B, A, and the second lick ends on that E. All right, let's try from the beginning. I'm going to do both of those licks together. F, E. One more time on those two licks. All right, now we're going to move on to that third lick. It starts on a C sharp, C, and I do a turn here. And that turn is 2, 2, 3, 2, 1, open 1. And that's something you have to practice to make it sound smooth, because it's more of a taste thing. It's almost like a percussive addition. You really didn't hear all those pitches, did you? But they're all in there. They're just happening very quickly. Now, if you want to go with an easier version, B, A, B. So C, B, A, B, A, G, F, E, F, E. That'd be a much easier version. All right, let's do that again. C, A, G, F, E. That's a scale down. E, F sharp, E. All right, so let's try that again. Here's the third lick. And I can do that. You can add slides almost anywhere and make something sound a bit tasteful. You just don't overdo the slide, and make sure if you're going to slide that you're arriving at the correct pitch in tune. And sometimes I'll do a double stop with that. And that's C sharp that I'm using right there. I won't go into all the double stops, but that's one you can add there. And then the next lick after that one starts on a C sharp, but there's a slide involved. I start on C natural. And then the pitch we really want is that C sharp. That's the one in the chord. But I'm sliding up to the C sharp and back down. And then I play an A after it. So I go straight into an A after I slide down below that C sharp to a C. I go to an A. Let's try that again. And then I'm going to play C sharp on the way up. C sharp, E, then G, B, A, F, E, F, G, F. So let's go from that C sharp slide, A, and then it's an arpeggio, to a G, B, A, F. Yeah, so you have a partial chord arpeggio there, but you stop on the G, and it's G natural, not G sharp. So it's high 3 on your G, and it's regular 3 on your D. G, B, A, F, E, F, G, F. And you can do the same kind of slide that we are not slide, the same kind of ornament as before if you're able. 2, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2. So watch how that would all work. If you can do that, if you can pull it off and make it sound good. I say go for simplicity and beauty if you can't pull off all of these ornaments. I'm just showing them for people that are maybe a little bit more further along in their studies here. So, F. So it's 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, the simple version. So let's go from that C sharp slide. 1, high 3, regular 3, B, A, F, E, F, G, F. All right, so now you're gonna notice, I'm gonna move on to the next lick. You're gonna notice this is the same as one of the licks before. Let's see if you can figure it out. Starts on that scale. All right, so that's like the beginning of the song, isn't it? All right, so let's try that again, just for review. Slide up to that F sharp, B, A, and then F, A, B, A. All right, now the next lick goes up to an F sharp. Here we go. F sharp on the E. F sharp, F, E, D, C sharp, B. And that's one way of doing it. There's a bunch of ways that are very similar that you could do that, but that's one way of doing it. A, B, C, B. That's how I kind of, most of the time will do it. And sometimes I'll start on that open A. It's kind of up to your preference. F, F, E, D, C, B, A, B, C, B. All right, let's do that again. Start on the D. And then A, B. All right, that's the next lick. Skips from 1 to 3. Let's try that again. 1, 3, and then I do a little bit of a fancification of the situation here, if you want to call it that. E, D, and then F natural. E, D, E, D, F natural, E, D. So 1, 3. And I almost slide down to that open E from the F natural. 1, 3, open 3. And it sounds really sassy. I really like that. And that matches some of the ornamentation that a vocalist would do. Let's try that one more time. E, D, F natural. And then one more E, D. 1, 3. All right, it's kind of a lot of just repetitive situation there, so I'm going to go over it again slowly. And then another E, D. And then F, A. And you can slide up to that F sharp. All right, let me play that whole thing. Yeah, you'll notice that there's a lot of E to D back and forth. So just practice that lick. I know it's going to be hard for some of us when we first learn it. And this is one of those tunes that's not completely standardized among fiddlers. So I'm giving you a couple of options that you'll notice. E, D, and then E, D. You could do that A. You could stay on the F. E, D, C, B. All right, so E, D, F, or you could do F, A. It's kind of up to you. F, E, D, C, B. All right, let's go from that F again. It's a scale down. F, E, D, C, B. Or if you do the F sharp A for emphasis, maybe the second time you would play on your fiddle break. You could do that and skip the C sharp. There's a couple of different ways. So again, if you go F, A, F, E, D, B, or all right, and that's just a straight scale. That might be the easier way for some of you who are more beginners to play it. All right, so now the last lick. Or you could do A, you could do either way. And that's 1, 3. And then high 2, F sharp, 1, 3, high 2, F sharp, E, D. All right, so like that's the entire tune. Let's go from the beginning and we're gonna slowly go through it. And I'll maybe do as few double stops and ornaments as possible here as we go through it this time together. All right, we're gonna start with that scale up. Slide, B, A. Now the F sharp bit. F sharp, B, A, second lick, and that goes down instead of coming up to the A. B, A, E, E, F, E. And then we're going to start the next lick on a C sharp. B, A, B, A, G, F, E, E, F, E. Now we do that C sharp slide. A, C sharp, E, G, B, A. 3, 2. All right, now we're gonna do the next lick, and that is like the beginning. F sharp, and then F, A, B, A. All right, then you can start on an A or you can start on that D. E, F, or you could do F, A, right? F, E, D, C, B. And then you could do C sharp, B, or B, A, B, C, B. All those little rolls are just nice ornaments on very long held notes. And then A, B, D. And then E, D. And then another E, D. 1, 3, or, and then A, B, 3, C, F, E, D. All right, let's go through the beginning, and I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to play some simple options on this tune going all the way through, and you can play along. Your version doesn't have to be exactly like mine. Because I have shown you some different options throughout the piece. So if you're doing something more fancy this time, that's cool. Or if you're just doing it very simply, that's cool too. Here we go. Goes up. Down to the E. C sharp, and then C sharp, G, B, A, as the beginning, A, F, E, three, C, F, E, D, and you can do an ending. There's an optional ending there, or anything kind of like that to embellish it. All right, there you go. That's Kentucky Waltz. Hope you enjoy.